Good evening, YouTube. It's your man on the Raise George page coming to you live on YouTube. Like today, this is episode 11 of Muscle Talk Mondays. You know, every Monday I do a segment where I talk about the sport of bodybuilding, most generally the female bodybuilding. And, this is just to give education and to knowledge of people who are not that well versed about the sport. I have a moniker now. It's one of my monikers is I am the Lord of the LDFBBBC, which is the Lions Den female bodybuilding community. You know, it's good to be by my brother and my good friend Coach Sheraton Harrison. And like I said, I try to talk about this sport because it really gets attention. It really needs attention. You know, one thing is the ones that get the most attention is the men, but the women they really get the short end of the stick. As you know, you don't get as much money as I said in the video. They get a lot more. You know, people will like kind of just be more assaulted, and they get more. Just basically, they get treated worse than generally than most women in sports because the fact is they want to present a different form of the female body. You know, and as many people are very uncomfortable with it. But me, I've been a fan of female women of muscle, and I support them. Now, if you look in the description in the on the YouTube page, the subject of today is the different divisions in bodybuilding, and also I have another subject of creating a new division. So there is a now I'm mostly going to focus a little bit more on the NPC because if I focus on the no actually IFBB, which is the pro level. If I focus on the NPC, there are so many divisions, and not just think about it, not just with the men's, but the women's. All together, you have divisions for um, from handicap, from wheelchair people can stand up. You have children's divisions. You have like the classes I'm talking about. You might have different height, weight classes. There's also called pairs bodybuilding, where you have men and women posing together. There's even in divisions with the different divisions in bodybuilding. Also, there are different classes. Like you have a class where you have from certain ages range, from 35 and over to 45 and over, 50 and over, and sometimes even high as 60 and over. And that's in the NBC, and that's a lot. And like I said, with this story, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna give you all the information. I'm gonna give you the cliff notes because there's so many rules, so many other information. It's so much. If I sit here tonight, it probably be by midnight before I'm done. So I don't want to hold you up too long. And I know people got their own lives. They got the things they want to do. And I appreciate y'all coming in. I appreciate the likes y'all give me. I just saw a while ago. I got a new subscriber because new subscribers. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, and like I said, the year's not even out yet. I'm just a couple subscribers away from 300, and that's amazing. And maybe I'll get over the top. You know, I'm just hoping. And I thank the people that come in, who listen to my Muscle Talk Mondays, and we appreciate y'all. We appreciate my subscribers, my followers. I mean, this is something At first, like I said before, when I started doing this originally, I just was like any person that just want to get on YouTube on certain channels where I couldn't get on because I had to be an adult. And now that I started this little journey, I want to keep it going. And like I said, I'm going to talk about subjects that are just like both people want to talk about. But like this right now, this is my focus right now is female bodybuilding. And like I said, we're going to start. And I'm going to tell you about the divisions in the IFBB that they're really known of. Okay, so let's get started here. Now, in the IFBB, there are several divisions, and notably, you have several men's and women's division. Now, right here, this is for the upcoming Olympia, and these are the divisions that are there right now. Now you have women's figure. There's men's classic physique, which is kind of like it goes back to the old days of like maybe around about the 60s and 70s when the guys were this big. It was more like a classic look. Then you have women's physique, which is what I consider um, women's bodybuilding, like a lightweight women's bodybuilding. You have men's bodybuilding, which is more just standardly super heavyweight, the guys who are a lot bigger, you know, just the guys who's huge. Then you have bikini, and you have men's physique, where the guys don't, yeah, the guys are good size muscle, but they're not as big as the other guys. Also, you look at the legs are a lot smaller, and they wear board shorts. And you have fitness, which is another category that's been around for quite some time. And you have the men's 212 division, which is guys who are like kind of like light heavyweight from as bodybuilder. But I'm gonna focus on the divisions that are commonly known in the women's divisions. And there's at least six, but the ones are well known around are there are especially it's bikini, figure, fitness, physique, and bodybuilding. Now these are the five divisions, and also there's one more that's a division that started a couple years ago, and it's called um, wellness. Now, wellness is practically new. I think it's been around about a couple of years, but actually, it's started from the country of Brazil, and it's very popular in Brazil. And about wellness is it's been around for some time, but it just finally got picked up here in the United States by the Ifbb. Now, let me give you a little history of wellness. I'm not gonna give you the whole blueprint of the sport, but I'm gonna give you like the synopsis of it. So, okay, now wellness is a division for women with athletic physiques that focus more on the body mass. Like meaning these ladies are a little thicker, a little more built. They're not as defined in certain areas of the body, but more defined in others. Now, which means it's mainly it's for women who are much thicker. And the focus like the hips, glutes, buttocks, and thighs. And the upper body is not as developed, meaning like they'll have a lot of muscle mass. They might be well toned in the upper body, like the arms, but not as massive compared to women's bodybuilding or physique or even figure. You're closer to like that to the bikini. But like I said, the upper body is developed, but not to the muscular um, levels to bodybuilder or physique. Like I said, in NPC there is a different classes such as height than the Ifbb, which leaves just one class. Now there are some poses that are done in physique, wellness, which is a front pose, quarter turn right, quarter turn back, and quarter turn right again. And the rules of to it that the women have no lewd acts are permitted. You'll be if you'll be disqualified if anything do anything revealing or anything a little outrageous. Um, any your elbows and your arms can be kept to the side, bent, and and the wrists bent upwards. Now, conditioning is just general, like be in the physical fit condition, but you know not overly muscular like the female bodybuilders, the physiques, or the figure. So it's considered similar to bikini, whereas has a similar look style like the bikini figure girls. And and also no poison odor or oil. Like you ever watch bodybuilding, have the girls oil themselves down because that's for the looks for the muscle. And the next up here is bikini. Now, bikini it actually started back in it became officially a sport till around 2011. Now that's when it debuted, and it's considered more of the mainstream in the other than the other divisions, where the women are more feminine looking, They're not as muscular. It look like you might see a girl in a bikini, you just get them dressed up a little bit and you wear some makeup or whatever else. Anyway, now for to be a more the idea of bikinis be more fit, lean, can also be sexy. Um, no, the ladies can be overly fit, to be too much fit or overly muscular. It just pretty much for in the that area in certain areas, the judges mostly focus on looks, the body presentation. For posings, just basic pose, just about saying is wellness. Quarter turns to the right, quarter turns to the left. No really flexing a lot of stuff. It's just mostly showing off your body a bit, and you just gotta be in good shape. Now, these are some of the turns, like in bikini: front, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn rear, and quarter turn right. You go back for a turn around. There's one move called, notably they call it they used to have a move in both called the moon pose, because judges found it a bit offensive. They cut it out, but every now and then they might do it. Now, it's like I said, the rules of the bikini, like the ladies have to look good, their hair together, makeup, that they wear jewelry. You got to look, presentable, because you're trying to sell an idea. A lot of these happens, a lot of bikini girls, what they do is eventually a lot of them get, jobs and they get deals, they get more work for with apparel companies than bodybuilders and other women who are muscle because they fit the narrative. You might see most of you see chicks on like on SI or something like that. But also bikini originally started out many years ago. And it was taken away from the pageants like Miss America and Miss Universe, stuff like that, and they took that from the pageants, and the women come out just wearing the bikinis. They were popular around about I think around Florida. I remember the show used to be a competing show every on the weekends. The girls come out in bikinis. You go to Florida Lauderdale, girls on dress in bikinis, try to win some money because they come down from the college, from college on spring break, and they run out of money, so they try to make a little money. So some dirty old man watch them, and they make a judge, and then they win some money for some beer money. You know, but that's how it started out. Pretty much. And then companies like um, Hawaiian Tropic, uh, um, Hooters, they started having the competitions, and then the Ifbb and the NPC they saw that it was really popular, so they jumped on it. So like they brought it into and made it into a more of a sport than what it is just a pageant. Now, next up, oop, wait, give me a second. I'm sorry, technical difficulties. Now, the next thing up is that, like I said, wellness, and like I said, wellness and bikini is just so much alike. But like I said, the wellness women are a little thicker in the hips, more muscle in the quads. They're about the same if you think about it, but there's totally some differences. Wellness is more for women who are more athletic, who look more thicker. You know, more like you might see a chick who have naturally more body fat than and especially around the lower part, like the buttocks, the hips, the calves, and bikinis for the girls who are more leaner, who looks like the stereotypical what you want to see and you see in the magazines. And also the one thing is like really both these some divisions, you're gonna need breast implants. I know this. I've seen some bikini competitors that didn't have breast implants, but like I said, because you're training, working out, you might lose a little bit of fat. And like I said, breast is fatty tissue, so some of these ladies have to find a way to enhance what they have, and so that helps a little bit. Now, the next division up is a division that's really, you know, was offset from a division from many years ago, and it's called figure. Now, figure is kind of like what figure is a division which is a mixture of bodybuilding and fitness. Now, originally it came from fitness because it was like the bikini part of fitness competition. That's where it came from. Basically, where I was hearing some guys saying like the girls who didn't want to do all the jumping and running around and gymnastics part, they want to be like in great shape, but they didn't want to do all the other stuff as part of fitness, so they created figure as alternative. And quite a few, competitors compete in figure. It's more, you're not too muscular compared to the bodybuilding or the physique, and it might be just about as large as some of the wellness, but not as thick around the bottom. As you look, like I said, with figure, it's like from a part which the I said again with the about aerobic part. Now the posing for the standard pose is just the same as wellness and bikini. Your left turns, the right turns, the rear turns, whatever else. And your overall, it has supposed to have an overall balance of muscle development, symmetry, and a V taper look. Like, see how the ladies have their arms are out like this, and they just have that. They have how right around the under the shoulders, which is the lats, just drop off, and the hips and the waist area gets narrow. That's about almost the same with female bodybuilding and physique. But like I said, they wear high heels and they're not as much as muscular. They're probably like a little bit over the 20% muscle limit. And the lower bodies are emphasis of balance, of lean and upper body look. They want to be a balance between the upper and lower body. Like not too muscular as much you want to be. And generally, I've followed some female bodybuilders who started out their career in figure, and eventually they make the switch to physique because one thing is, I remember I was on a website. I think it was on Instagram, something like that, and this female body was doing a live feed, and she was talking about she was thinking about switching to living figure and going to physique. And I said, and she said it like she got tired. She didn't want to do fitness because she wanted to do jumping around and sweating and whatever else, and she didn't want to do bikini because she was too big and too muscular, and and she said, well, she said she was gonna go to physique and just maybe 10 more pounds of muscle, and she got tired of wearing high heels. Now, one person I've done an interview with before, and I'm really cool with, is Brittany Big Lemonade Brooks. She originally started in figure, and I remember the interview. I think she said she got tired of wearing the high heels, and and she decided to go to physique, which is and I think with physique now, where physique is going, someday you won't really need figure anymore. There's no point to figure if you think about it, because the women in figure look like what they want for physique, you know, and a little smaller, not as muscular. The tape they have tapered. It just like look at the comparisons between bikini, wellness, and figure. Like I said, bikini, the girls are more the standard of what women look like, lean, nice in shapes, skinny, the big boobs, typical. Something you might see like in a magazine cover or like SI or some other big time sports magazine, something like that. And most of the time you see the bikini girls on the cover of the muscle mags along with the male bodybuilders. And then you got the wellness girls who, if you look at them, they're a little more thicker, around the legs, like around the quads and the hips. The arms are not as developed like the figure women, and figure women are more like, look at how I see the lats are in, like it's tapered. The legs are just shredded. I mean, and they I think really they like to kick off those high heels if they like, you know. But it's just that's this is like really these three are pretty much they're the same but yet different, and they're different levels. But anyway, after that, the next sport up, and this is like I mentioned this sport before. I consider it the or lightweight version of female bodybuilding, and it's supposed to go along the line of the 20% rule that the Ifbb tried to put in about 20 years ago, and that is women's physique. Now, physique women are practically almost like female bodybuilders, and if I notice, was it the past couple of years they're getting pushed. Like, oh, hey, it's Jared is on. Yeah, I appreciate Jared. Hey, yeah. Hey, Jared. Yeah. I'm so busy, man. I didn't see you come in. I know Jared. Jared is one of my fans of my Muscle Talk Mondays, and I really appreciate you coming in. I know he. I want you to, feel comfortable, feel at home. It's nice that I got two people in the stream, and I know I got like at least three likes, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate y'all coming in and liking my video. You know, and yeah, just grabbing coffee. Well, I'm not a coffee drinker, Jared, but you know, if you got time to stay, that'd be cool. I mean, but I appreciate you coming anyway. Anyway, back to physique, because physique is considered in a way female bodybuilding light. The women are not as muscular. There's not as a major focus on certain things. I mean, I think it's originally it's come from the old 20% rule that the IFBB was trying to push on female bodybuilding. And like I said, with physique, it's a division that was established back in 2012, year after Bikini. It was considered a alternate for bodybuilding, and it's one of the ways to have similar standards, or like you know FEB, and but it's falls back on the 20% rule from back in the early 2000s or in the 90s. Now with the visible muscle development and separation, but not overly muscular and massively ripped. So the girl's not as huge compared to female bodybuilders. They have the muscle, they have great development, but they're not as huge. And the posing routines are pretty much about similar to women's bodybuilding. The one thing the women do, they don't do the ball and fist, like the men, like the women, like they're more trying to be more relaxed. Like they'll have an open hand, like you see this picture right here. They have open hand when they pose and reflex. Now, the posing is like I said, similar to that of women's bodybuilding, with the front double bicep, back double bicep, side tricep, side chest, and front front abdominal, and the front with the abdominal and thigh. Well, that's the one where the women put their hands behind the head and they flex their abs and flex their thigh. Depending on which thigh, we usually some women most go with their left leg, and it's and flex the thighs. But the rules are similar to symmetry, shape, well proportioned, and muscle tone. Meaning you have to look a certain way, and hearty flow, healthy flow, and lines that connect overly, much as and most present a feminist look. So you have to look more, feminine. Like one thing is like these ladies wear makeup, they have, earrings, jewelry. I mean, and then also yes, breast implants. So because as I said, I did a video before, almost a talk that breast implants is pretty much a requirement, just about requirement now. There's so few women who are competing who don't have them, you know, and you know, and it's just the fact of because the debate of feminine versus masculinity, and some feel like when you get breast implants, it makes you more of a female, but it shouldn't be. That should be a requirement. But generally, even though it's not mandatory, you know, they say do it. Now, one of the most popular female bodybuilders from that time was Dana Lynn Bailey, and she was the first um, physique Miss Olympia. I'll say the first physique Olympia. I don't call her Miss Olympia because they want to call her Miss Olympia, but it's not really Miss Olympia. It's physique Olympia. You know, and she was very popular, great look, great muscle. She competed for a good time, and then stories that she had an injury, she had to retire and she left the game. She was young, great physique. There's talk that she might want to come back. As I often said, that a lot of these ladies they walk away from the sport, but eventually they come back because they have that taste for it. They just can't walk away from it. Eventually they come back when they're ready. And then the next lady after her was a lady from Brazil. I think her name is Julia. I got her name. I say her name right, Julia McCurdy. Her name is Julia. All you gotta do is you know you can find her. All I get to do is like when you go search and look for Dana Lynn, she should be under her like as her predecessor. You know, as Dana Lynn's successor after the Miss Olympia. And she won a few Miss Olympias. She won quite a few. You know, and then you know after that, you know, there's the current two-time Miss Olympia, Shanique Grant. Now, Shanique is, right now Miss Olympia, and she's going to be coming up for Miss Olympia for 2020. So there's a possibility. There's talk that Shanique will probably win third Miss Olympia. And, yeah. Yeah, welcome, Roger Gonzalez. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I know you like it. You guys have a like for these ladies. Now, like I said, Shanique is the current Miss Olympia. Not Miss Olympia. I'm sorry. Sorry. I need to correct myself. She's the current Olympia Physique Olympia. Or I will say Physique Olympia or Olympia Physique, whichever one if you want to go with. And she's pretty considered the most popular one. Now, another woman that's on the heels is probably Physique, Olympia Physique is Natalia Colo. I say the Colo. I think she's from Brazil. She just won the Arnold Schwarzenegger's Classic at the women's. She won the women's physique at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic just first this year. She's young. I think she's in her early 20s. Amazing shape, amazing body, and this is what they want. This is what physiques are looking like. The physique women not as big as it used to be, compared to female bodybuilders, but amazing body, make great development. She's still young. She started out like mini physique, as I think she did figure for a while, bikini, and then she went up to physique, you know. And then this is a lady that's up and coming. I follow her. This is Rachel Daniels. She's on Instagram. She's called the real Lois Lane. She just turned pro a few months ago. She competed at a show. She got her pro card. Then she went to, I think it was Savannah. She competed at Savannah Pro and won a ticket to the Olympia for the 2020 Olympia. And she's pretty. I follow her. She's a great poser. She's she has a. If you should really know some history about this chick. She's been through a lot. She had been in an abusive relationship, and like this is quite often. A lot of women in bodybuilding, they have gone through some stuff like abuse, substance abuse. Sometimes like they deal with like addiction to food. Like it's just there's so many women that go through a lot of stuff in the sport of bodybuilding. They go to bodybuilding is a way to you know you know kind of help themselves. Once they start lifting the weights, it's like their own therapy. But like I said, next up right here is Jenna Fieldman, and she's very popular. She's competing in quite a few shows. She's becoming runner-up in some shows, and I think what's going to happen is next year I feel Jenna's going to go to bodybuilding. I think she's a little too big now for physique. I would say check her out. You can find her, Instagram or something like that. Just Jenna Feldman. And sometimes she goes by the name Husky Girl, and she is kind of huge. Maybe 5 more pounds of muscle, 10 more pounds of muscle. She is going to be in bodybuilding. Right now, she's been playing runner-up in physique the past couple of years, and she was playing runner-up to a couple of some shows. So I think she might really think about going up to physique. And another lady, which I've done a video on, Olivia Bay or Raying Bay, who just won the Chicago Pro of a month or so ago. And she did the show called the Atlantic Gold Coast, where she got 5th place. But she has her bye. She's going to be competing at the Olympia in the physique competition. She's from China. And I remember did a video about her story, how she came to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic And then, they said she got disqualified because she went quarantine, but she was here a month or more before the virus. She was fine, but because some bull crap. So I did a video about her, and check it out. The videos. You subscribe to me, you should know that video. Look for Olivia Bay or my Ray Bay or why my young, whichever name you want to go by. But I got a video in there. I might put it in later in the description. But next up here, I have like I said, really right now, the Ifbb really governs over 5 women's divisions. Now, they used to govern over female bodybuilding, but like I said, back in 2014, they dropped female bodybuilding because, things like I said, the sport wasn't making as much money for them. Ticket sales were low. But one thing was, some people believe that one thing was certain was Iris Kyle. Iris Kyle being 10-time Miss Olympia. I think that 2014 Miss Olympia, if Anita Pupa won, I think they would have kept on going because they got a new Miss Olympia. But I feel like when Iris won, they decided we can't, decided just to kill it. But like I said, these are different divisions, and there's so much you can tell. You look at the women how different they are. You have bikini, you have wellness, you have figure, you have physique, and they're just totally different. You come from. There's been some bikini competitors that went up to figure competitors went to physique, and physique competitors went to bodybuilding. But there's one sport. It's kind of growing and kind of downgrading a little bit. And it's still around, but I think it's kind of don't have as much strength like it used to be. And that is fitness. Now, fitness came about originally back in the 90s as an alternative to female bodybuilding. A lot of the women who felt like they wasn't big enough or they didn't want to go any bigger, they created the sport as an alternative for them. Now, there's some notables about the sport. It's been around for, like I said, since the 90s, and there's been some female bodybuilders who have jumped over because they just couldn't, didn't want to maintain they feel like the size of that female bodybuilders were getting more bigger and bigger. They didn't want to get that bigger, so they found a sport that kind of fit their passion. Especially, you have to have with fitness, you have to have a gymnastic background. It's a lot of jumping around, a lot of flying, flipping off. Oh, yeah. And it's very physical, and it's a lot of hard work. Now, I remember when it first started back in the 90s, you had technically you had maybe 3 or 4 categories in the fitness. You had a evening gown. You had one-piece bikini, what you see right here. You had 2-piece bikini, and you had the performance round. And the one-piece bikinis, I think after a while they dropped it. I think around about after the late the later 2000s, and it was pretty popular for a good while, the one piece. But then eventually the women started doing the 2-piece, like all the other women competitors. And like I said, this is when they started doing more to one piece, kind of like figure, bikini, and then also wellness. Well, this came before wellness, But like I said, it's the story with figure. It's fitness was a distraction that was a division that was created in the 90s. It was alternative to female bodybuilding, a mix of uh, aerobics, gymnastics, routines, and bikini presentation. And when the routine, the women will, perform to in certain outfits, wearing, different outfits. And during the routines, they had certain, um, you know, criteria to perform. You see right here, there's You got the bikini, you got them doing stunts and stuff like that. Now, some of the moves they had to do, there was one a push up, high kicks. There was some, a lot of moving and jumping around, and then you know some really crazy moves. Like I said, one thing when you do fitness, you have to have an athletic, aerobic, and gymnastic background. It helps you out. And there's one move called the straddle hold. It's kind of like the ladies on the on the floor, and they take their legs, they hold themselves up, and they do kind of a spread eagle move. It's pretty popular. Yeah, but you know, hey, Marcus Bell. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Marcus always comes in. I really appreciate it. So I got 5 likes. Thank you. Anyway, like I said, fitness was an alternative to female bodybuilding because a lot of the women who didn't want to go up to the next level, who didn't feel like they want to create much as mass because the fact that the sport was growing, women were getting bigger in bodybuilding, they decided to do fitness. And there were some popular stars out of that era. Um, One notably was this lady right here, the late Madonna Grimes. And Madonna Grimes, she had a background in dance, aerobics. She was a choreographer, and she was an amazing woman. One of the most successful, obviously the most successful women in the fitness world. She won many awards. She did a lot of modeling work. She did magazine layouts. And then after she retired, she still was, she became she had her own choreography school. I mean, and then sad story is that she passed away like 5 years ago from cancer. And that's just, she had a daughter, but she was a beautiful woman, great body, amazing. And it's just, just to lose someone like that. Even before she died, she was still in great shape, being she was a dancer and choreographer. She often worked with a lot in the hip hop industry too, training young girls how to dance. And another lady that was popular around that time was Kelly Ryan. Now, Kelly Ryan was seen as an all-American, all-American girl, and Kim Zivesky. I'll talk about that later. You know, yeah, I'll talk about that later. Jerry. Okay, I'll get on that. But let me finish these up now. Kelly Ryan was very popular. She won many awards. She competed at the Olympia. She won many awards for Olympia, other different contests. But here's a sad story about Kelly. Now she was married to a bodybuilder named Greg Titus, and Greg, he had some issues. He was in and out of prison a good part of his life, and they had a girl that was assistant. And Greg, might have committed murder or manslaughter. I forget which one. And Kelly covered it up for him. She was a co-conspirator. So they were sentenced to. I think Greg got life in prison, and I think she got maybe 15 to 20. I think I'm trying to remember. But I saw that a while back. Kelly got out. She got out a couple years ago. I think she's probably laying low right now. She's probably went back home to family, and she's trying to stay out of the limelight. So like I said, that's just there's some dark sides to the sport. There's some stories I can tell you, but like I said, we're right now concentrating on this thing, and also uh, a lady who is a star. She is Oksana Gorisa, and she's from Russia, and she's a very popular fitness competitor. She has won quite a few Miss Olympia, actually a Fitness Olympia awards. She's been around some time. She competed good part from 2014 to 2017, and she retired for a time. I think she probably wants to have family, but I see that now she's back on the. She's coming back for 2020. She wants to come back. I think she's shooting for a title. I saw this picture. I liked it because it's a Joker. I mean, how much I like the Joker. And I like this picture. And I think she probably has a shot. Like I said, I often say, like I said, a lot of these ladies will walk away, but eventually they'll come back because they like the sport and they like competing. You know, and I think she probably still in good shape. This is back in 2016. You know, and I think it was at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and amazing shape. And really, a lot of the fitness women are not that far from the female bodybuilders, the physique, and the figure. You know, many of them got into sport because it's alternative, maybe, and it takes a lot of energy to do what they do, to jump around, to do gymnastic moves. I mean, uh, I don't know if I could do it, you know. But like I said, my man Jared just asked about Kim Javetsky. Now, if you know anything about Kim Javetsky, I mentioned Kim Javetsky before. Kim Javetsky is the four-time Miss Olympia. She won the title back in '96, and then she last competed back in '99. But then I did a video about Kim Javetsky, and Jared, if you're a subscriber, you should find it in my content. All you gotta do is go look through it because I know I did a video about Kim Javetsky. And Kim decided she retired after '99. But then, no more than 2 years later, she came back. She lost a lot of her muscle, and she competed in fitness. Now, Kim had a gymnastic background, an athletic background, but she didn't do so well. She did a few shows and eventually retired. And to me, as a hardcore bodybuilder fan, especially women bodybuilder, I feel like it's a slap in the face. You're a four-time Miss Olympia, and you come back to do fitness. There's one thing like bodybuilders like Sharon Bernot or Michelle Rebellet who did it. They weren't big stars. And they'll be known, but they weren't big stars. They weren't like a champion like Kim Javetsky was. And I think a lot of people feel like, especially in the bodyworld, like when Corey Everson retired, she went on to act, do modeling, stuff like that. When Linda Murray retired, she retired for a while, and then she came back. And it's just one thing when you're a former Miss Olympia, and then come back and do physique. I mean, fitness. I think it's just wrong. She just stay retired. But that's just me. I'm just talking for myself. So anyway, we're going to the final, and to me, one of the best, not the least, but the best. And that is female bodybuilding. And this weekend we just had the Rising Phoenix show where we have a new Rising Phoenix champion, Andrea Shaw. And if you remember, female bodybuilding was almost instinct. You know, it was almost on the breaking point of life or death. There was like the Ifbb was trying to push the 20% rule, where women couldn't 20% less muscle. They put in weight classes. It used to be the Miss Olympia was on its own, even though it was like partners, kind of like it was a spinoff of Mr. Olympia. And then eventually, as you know, the O Weekend became one thing. You had all the other competitions, all the other shows all together. So, but the story of Olympia goes back to around about the late 70s, early 80s. And it was originally called, before it was called Best in the World. And, Olympia, originally back before it became that, it was considered almost like pageant. Women was as fit. It was in tone good shape. It was more like it was taken away from the idea of old pageants. They cut out the evening ball part in the evening gown part in the question and answers part, and then just focus on ladies in the bikinis. But then the women started to change. They wanted to, be considered almost like their male counterparts. Right here, this is one of the champions. Right here's legendary Carla Dunlap here at the end. Carla was one of the early pioneers, along with several others, such as Carla is two-time Miss Olympia. And the sport changed. After a while, the ladies kicked off the high heels. This is a show in Florida called the Brandon Physique, and Miss Brandon Physique, and it was an alternative to so before female body was. These women. If you look at them, even though they're not like the same as female bodybuilders today, but this was the start of it. They're closer to maybe I would say figure if anything. You know, they're in great shape, not overly muscle, but in great shape. Be like if you go to the beach, and and you have legends like right here in the middle, you have Rachel McLeish. Now, as you know, Rachel McLeish is a two-time Miss Olympia. She was the first. Yeah, shout out to FB. Shout out, yeah, shout out to FB. Yeah, Jared. And she was the first Miss Olympia when in 1980. You know, but yeah, I'm true. Yeah, it's when 90s. Yeah, but we'll get to it. We'll get to the that subject when it comes uh, Jared. Anyway, um, pretty much after through I think about the mid '80s, the women were starting to get more defined. You had Corey Everson, you have Beth Francis, Sandy Rabdio, Mary Jo Celine. Right here in the corner, my favorite, Moran Habir, Lisa Reno. I forget who that is right there. I forget the other two ladies, but these were the ladies coming up around about the mid '80s. And then, like I said, Corey Everson. Then by the '90s, this is where the ladies were getting bigger, more defined. You still have like legends like Sandy Riddle. You had Denise Rostowski. You had Linda Murray. You had Laura Craval, Kim Javexi right there at the end. Kim, this is like about, I think it was 94. And I remember in 94, people saying that then, Denise should have won. And she came second that year. Yeah. And then she didn't come back. And I think I talk about that later on another subject. But '90s were probably the best time for female bodybuilding. It was getting popularity, it was going strong, and we had these legends. And then after the 2000s, it was kind of a struggle because the IFB was trying to change it. Then you had that year we had two Miss Olympias. You had Valentina, I forgot her name, how to say it right. If y'all know her name, it's Valentina, and Andrea Bouchette. And Valentina was the heavyweight champion. Andrea was the lightweight champion. And I feel like Andrea should have won. Andrula should have won that year. Andrula should have won that instead of just having two Miss Olympias, which never makes sense to me. Two Miss Olympias, just have one. They just couldn't decide. So and see after that, about I would say you have certain poses. Now, female bodybuilding is it's serious. Now, female bodybuilding is mostly the counterpart to the men's. And when they first created, it was like say about the 70s, like I said again, and it's totally a bikini. And after that, you Miss Olympic. Now they have certain poses, like you have front double bicep. This is more relaxed pose. That's Kim Zavesky, yeah, Iris Kyle, and you have Annie Freitas. She's from Brazil. Yeah. Then you have a side chest, and that's here you have Alana Ship, you have Annie again, and you also have Debbie Lineski, I think I forgot her name was. And then you also have there's more poses in female bodybuilding is like the other show. You have side chest, front double bicep, rear double bicep, lat spread. You have uh, tricep, side tricep. You have abdominal and thigh, which is like I say, when you take your hand behind your head, you flex your abdominals and your thigh. And those are the many, like I said, it's just and like I say abdominal thigh is my favorite. And right here is just Vicky Gates. I love Vicky Gates. She was great. She was so amazing. She has some pretty eyes back there. I mean, the prettiest eyes. She's still working fitness. She has even has to have a show. Vicky Gates even have a show back in Texas. I did a video about Vicky Gates. I'm sorry, I just yeah. Yeah, yeah, 90s were pretty much the best time for me. Right. Now, by then, the IFB wanted to push the idea that they want to change the bodybuilding. Generally, if you're bodybuilders, you have the judging and prejudging. Just sometimes you had two suits. Yeah, your suit for judging, your suit for prejudging. And your suit for prejudging was just nothing too interesting. And same thing with your suit for the main show. when you perform. Nothing too sided, just plain regular suit. You might change different colors, but like same thing with them physique. The women started wear uh, more makeup, jewelry. Here you have Relina Pupa, most popular. The suits got that rhinestone cut on them. A little more shiny. You know, different. Just something different. They want to make sport more feminine. So the women came out with their makeup. They had their hair did. Not they didn't have the hair did before, but it was kind of about one look at making it more feminine instead of masculine. So so more makeup, little jewelry, and your suits be more for like when you time for your main, like when you do the posing. You wanted something a little bit more, give you more attention. And also we know the story about how female bodybuilders, because they want to look more feminine, they got breast implants, and and that's generally if your choice. Like I said, but you have legends from that area. You have Corey Everson, the 6-time Miss Olympia. And Corey was the one who kind of, she kind of changed the face of the sport. She probably a little more sex appeal to it by the 80s. Then you have Linda Murray, who in the 80s won 6 Miss Olympias. She tied Corey Everson for Miss Olympia. And then, she lost in 96 and she came back in 97, then she lost in 97. But then, about the early 2000s, she made a return. And that was a little after in 2000. Remember, 2001, they had the 2 Miss Olympias, and then 2002 they brought back a bodybuilder from the old days, Juliet Bergman, and she competed and she won, and that's the debate. I think some people feel like Juliet should have won, but it was the Ifbb try to push more of a softer feminine look, and that was Juliet Bergman. But and then Linda came back in 2003, and she won, and then she won in 2000. She came back in 2002. No, Linda came back in 2002, and she won in 2002, 2001, 2000, 2002, 2003, and then she came back one more time, and then she lost to Iris Kyle, and then she finally retired. Linda right now she's working back with Wings of Strength, trying to keep female bodybuilding together. She has, Linda supposed to have 3 shows this year that was supposed to be the Norfolk Pro, the Savannah Pro, and a show in Detroit, where she's from, in Michigan. But wherever they shut down, those shows got shut down. The only one show that she could have was Savannah, because Georgia was more willing, open, to have the shows. And then you have Miss Iris Cobb, the 6-time Miss Olympia, 7-time Miss International. And some feel she always come in great shape, but some feel like the reason why the Miss Olympia was shut down was because the Iris was winning so much, and they wanted a new Miss Olympia. And it was hoping that the judges would have gave the title to Anita Pooper, back in 2013, 2014, but it went to Iris. And I think that, a lot of the IFB, felt that, um, you know, they didn't want to keep up saying that the ticket sales wouldn't go anywhere, making their own money. But come on, how big IFB was, and you get make money from sponsors and everything like that, But it's not up to us as the fans; it's up to them. They're the ones who want to do what you want to do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, XA, my man, XA Gucci 23. Hey, go to XA's channel. Make him get to 1,000 subs. YouTube's been jerking my brother XA. They've been jerking him. You know, just it's just how to do him dirty. He posts up a video, then they say it's something wrong with it, or they just jerking my brother. Yeah, yeah. Ticket sales don't separate between, because that's true. Because generally they're selling the same tickets to the same show. Like most of the guys who real the hardcore FB fans will go to the show. They might watch the women, and then they'll come back till the women's finals. They go see the prejudging, and then see the routines, and they'll come back to the finals. Oh, hey Marcus, who's she fought? Who's she fighting? Don't tell me she cherry pick another one. Yeah, this is my main Marcus Bill because I do also talk about MMA, on my site. But like I said, Kayla Harris, Kayla Hot Job Harris, and she fights for PFL as a lightweight. She's a former judo champion from the Olympics, and she did fight about a month ago at up here. Josette Cotton again. What the? Yeah, what the? She beat Headbuster. I mean, about 2 years ago. I think Josette probably needs some money. You're welcome to say I shot you at anytime. You're part of my family. I shot you at anytime, man. But like I said, she beat Headbuster 2 years ago. I think about 2 years ago. I mean, Josette must be needing money. She got to be needing money. I think she hasn't been fighting in a while. You know, Josette must need money. But let me keep on going about my subjects here. Give me a second. My voice is a little dry, so you can hear some little, you know. But anyway, mm, you know, this weekend we just had um the Arizona Pro Rising Phoenix, and we got a new champion, Andrea Shaw. And this is here. These were the ladies who were considered the top four. That was Andrea Shaw, Helen Trevino, uh, Monique Jones, and um, Alicia Young. And to finish out the rest of it, you had Irene Anderson at fifth place, and Nikki Chantrand taking sixth. And as you know, Andrea is going to Olympia because she already won the Omaha Pro this summer, and now she is going to also get another shot at Olympia in 2021 because she's won the uh, Rising Phoenix, which gives her a shot for the 2021 Olympia. And Irene, Irene, Hella, and Monique, because they won the 2019 um, you know, Rising Phoenix, they already got their bye for the 2020 Miss Olympia. So that's a good thing. Everybody really coming back. You know, and there is who's already there because she can compete this year. That's Margie V. Martin. Margie V. Martin's going to be there. She decided to set out this season to focus on the Miss Olympia. And Margie, she's a two-time um, Rising Phoenix champion. She won the title back in 2015 and 2016, and then she came back in 2018. No, she came back in 2018, 2019, and she came in. I think no, did she 2018? Yeah, she came in 20. Yeah, I believe. I'm trying to remember. I think she took second both those 2 years, and now she's really focusing on the Miss Olympia. There's a good chance she might win it. But you still have, like I said, you have uh, Hella Trevino. She's gonna be there, and she's also a two-time Rising Phoenix champion. Then also you have uh, former Miss Olympia, Yaxino King, just did the Rising Phoenix show. She's going to be competing at the Miss Olympia. She decided to come back out of retirement. And then also you have the 10 time, 10 time Miss Olympia, Iris Kyle. Now, was it? I did say mention of you a while ago that Iris wanted to really come back, and yeah, yeah, it's good this year. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Well, the Olympia this year, Jared is going to be in Florida. You know, he's going to be in Orlando. They moved it from, you know, they moved it from Las Vegas because Vegas state of Nevada have put in guidelines. You can't have no more than 250 in audience capacity. You can't have more than that because because there's like Nevada, is having bad cases with the virus spreading. So that's why the Arizona Pro was moved back to Arizona, and why the Olympia is going to Florida because Florida is a little more open minded, and so is Arizona. You know, yeah, because COVID restrictions, and because you got to think about it. Nevada, their governor is a Democrat, and Arizona and Florida's governors are Republicans, and so is Georgia. So those Georgians who they kiss up to dumbass, Trump, they kiss up to him, and that's why they decided to have their shows in those states because they're GOP run states, and the GOP don't think this is that serious. But I just did a video about Rudy Giuliani catching the virus, and that's ignorance for them. And right now Georgia's on a runoff for 2 Senate seats, and I hope those two guys, that guy and the lady, I hope they lose, because if Democrats get the seat, they can have more control than they had before. Not in a long time. Mm, mm, mm. Excuse me. But also I said that quite a few female bodybuilders just this season, a lot of physique competitors have jumped to bodybuilding now, and some have won a lot of shows. Like for as Andrea Andrea Shaw, who just won the um, uh, Omaha Pro, and also the Rising Phoenix, is going to the Olympia, and also because she won the Rising Phoenix, she's going to the 2021 Olympia. Andrew's amazing, and she also that show she won $50,000, and also she won $7,000 for most muscular, and a brand new Ford Shelby GT 500. And Andrew's got an amazing body. She got great physique. She has a beautiful smile. She's attractive. I think that's why she's young. That's why I think she got the win. And also, another former physique competitor who jumped to bodybuilding is Asha Hadley. And Asha, she competed back. Last time she competed was back in 2016 Olympia in physique, and then she decided to make the switch to female bodybuilding, and she did good. First time out, she won the Savannah Pro, which was the new Lauren Murray show. So, yeah. And one thing that I loved about some of these shows, like women do like the men. At the end, they have this great pose, the final pose down. Yeah. What is that? Wait a minute. It's supposed to be, I don't know what to say. Yeah. The final pose down. That's when the girls, come on stage and they, try to jock for, that last vote, show off to the judges, you know, you do little, it's kind of like a little hustle and bustle, that's so entertaining. That's funny. I like to watch it. It's also just, they do the craziest, wildest poses. I mean, you see right here, that's, I think that's, it looks like, who's that right there? I know I'm trying to see, they're just, get the mask on because, the COVID restrictions that the IFB put on there. When you on stage, you have to wear a mask. And, can't recognize them too well. Some back to turn, some wearing masks. I think right there, that's Hella Trevino. That might be LaDonna Day. And who's that back? I can't really tell. And I'll tell you, ladies, take care of yourself because COVID is awful. And I know there's quite a few women there's a lot of people, there's some bodies I follow who don't believe in this COVID thing, but you know what? It's better safe than sorry. Look at this is a physique competitor, and she could be a bodybuilder. Oh my God! Look at the legs, the arms, the quads. This lady, she just won. Yeah, yeah, I know. That's usually only do top six. Jared at the at most of the shows, usually top six. That's the money. That's the money division. After top six is most of the money, and that's the ladies. And then they probably get if they can get somebody to do photo sessions and video sessions, they make their money on the side if they can. Because right now with COVID going on, I don't know if they really can make that money off the side. This lady right here, she's amazing. I forgot her name, but she won the women's physique division at the Rising Phoenix. And she looked like, if she ever think about it, she should go with the bodybuilder. I mean, she looks, she looks a lot bigger than physique. You know, all right, okay, good. Then. Now, so that's pretty much all the pretty much what the meaning is the much information gave about all the different divisions in female bodybuilding. Now, like I said, if I told you everything, we'll be here till about midnight. There's so many rules, so many you know, rules, policies. I mean, it's just so much. But I was trying to condense it down to cliff note for you guys, for you to understand. And like I say, if you want to, there's certain sites like there's NBCnews.com, which does both that posts stuff about both the NPC and the IFBB, and also several other. There's also the Ifbb.com, where they tell you all the rules, all the other stuff that's going on in the sport. You just find these websites. All you gotta do is just search NPC and Ifbb, and you can find their web pages. But anyway, as I said, this was about something else I want to talk about. And this is the second half of the live stream. And as um, there's so many. Women's bodybuilding is the only division for right now, and there's so many others. Like there's one place. There's a thing that they're trying to push and call women's physique lightweight bodybuilding, meaning they're trying to make another division. But either this. Here's the thing you should do. There's gonna be too many divisions in women's bodybuilding, in my opinion. You already have at least 6. You just added on wellness this year. I think last year, something like that. And you have, like I said, you have wellness, you have bikini, you have physique, you have figure, you have fitness. And even though technically the IFBB doesn't sanction female bodybuilding, they still govern over it, meaning that they still, female bodybuilding still judged by IFBB judges. Even though the IFBB doesn't control female bodybuilding, they still, sanction over it, meaning all the rules and stuff. They, guys like say the winner strength and the winner female body has to follow the rules set by the IFBB. But like I said, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think they should get rid of one of these divisions. And you say, wonder what division? I'll tell you, figure. There's no real purpose on figure for anymore. There's no real purpose for it. If you look at it, the figure women are going to physique, and the physique women are going to figure. And here's the thing like this. If you don't want to do figure, if you want to drop, if you can drop a lot of muscle, you can try bikini. But that's a problem. That's a lot of muscle to drop. And I think a lot of women don't want to go that far to do bikini. Or you can do fitness, but like I said before, some women don't want to jump around and sweat and all that other stuff and flip around. So no. So only 2 alternatives you really have is doing wellness or doing physique. And for wellness, for the girls who have bigger bottoms, a little bigger in the waist and hips. As you know, I mentioned in my Rice Streets video that Christy Mendoza had this dropout. She's had to drop out of the Rise Phoenix this year. She said she wanted to do little changes and whatever. And she did an interview for a site called Female Bodybuilding Channel, and that's run by AJ and JB. And she said she was going to think about doing wellness. And if you think about it, I think wellness is a better division for her. She's not as developed in the upper body, but she has huge quads, big legs, big hips. And I think that would be a better division for her. She's a very pretty young girl. She's just 28, And I think that'd be probably a better division for her. If she don't get enough upper body and mass, she's not gonna do too well in women's bodybuilding. She might either go back to physique or do wellness. But anyway, I was thinking about also another division. Now, many years ago, Olympia had a division called for the men called Masters Division, which was the older guys. Like I remember I saw was a Lou Ferrigno. I think I saw Vince Taylor. I think who else? I think it was in that division. There was quite a guys who were like a little bit like about 40 some, over 40, close to 50. Even one guy who was like really about 60 competing in that division. It lasted but so long. I think it lasted a few years before they dropped it off because generally a lot of those guys jumped back over to regular bodybuilding. But I was thinking about a division for women who are 50 plus, and I like to call it Ladies Masters Division. And it'd be great for some women who, like I said, here's this: when you get older, you lose muscle density. You're not as, you can't hold muscles as good as you used to when you're younger. And, look at guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, a couple other guys who like were just huge, muscular type guys, but now they're not as muscular as they are because they don't, even though they still train and work out, their bodies don't hold that distance like it used to. You know. But anyway, there's some female bodybuilders I follow, and I think they probably would be great for this division. So here's just some suggestions if you follow me, and maybe you might like it. So first up is a lady I follow. We've been Facebook friends for quite some time. I think at least 4 years, and that is Maria Foyas. Now I did a video about Maria some time ago. Maria's a former Army sergeant. She's from Guam. She has a son, she has a son and two grandbabies. She's married to a former Lieutenant Colonel of the United States Air Force. Her husband, Philip Cooper. I call him Colonel. We have butted heads about certain political stuff. He's a Trump supporter. I'm not. But anyway, Maria is amazing body, great shape. She just competed in a couple of shows this year. She did the Tampa Bay and she did New York Pro. And even this woman, she's almost 60. I think she's 58. She'll be 59 next year, and she's in great condition for a woman her age. She puts some young women to shame. I mean, it's just amazing. And she has crazy mad traps. I call her the trap queen. I mean, she is just even for her size and her age, she's pretty massive. She can really give some ladies one for the money. But she did pretty good this year because wasn't a lot of I think she took third place at the Tampa, and I forget what place she got at the New York Pro. She did like two shows. She's thinking about she might do one more show and then retire. But I think this is where to be a division perfect for her. Because I even said to that to her one time on Facebook, and her husband Coop agrees. Because like I said, you got these younger women who still like near mid 30s to 40s, and that's when female bodybuilders don't really muscularly mature until they're about 30, close to 40, because their body just finally just hit their peak. You know. Next is a lady I follow. I used to be a fan of hers. She was good friends. She I did a video about her. She's amazing. That is Annie Rivicchio. And Annie was back in the day she had one of the best bodies around. Just amazing body, amazing condition, great muscle. I always feel like she should have won more shows, but the narrative. One thing about Annie, she never got fake boobs. Annie mostly now she works on the side. She does video photography. She has also done some adult videos. And Annie is almost 60 herself too, and she's amazing. And I mean, I tell you, all she needs to do if she wants to is take some time off, go back on a diet, work out, and she could jump on stage anytime she wants. Now, she's not as this she was when she was competing back in the 90s to the 2000s, but she's still in great shape. She's closer to, some say she might be closer to figure, but I think she's still generally a good bodybuilder. And this would be a good division for her. I think she needs to belong there. Now, a lady up here I'm going to mention here is she's coming up. Is Debbie Brumwell Washington. And I like Debbie. She just has this amazing look, just this exotic look to her. What I found out, she's Armenian, which is means that's she's of Mediterranean descent. And that part Armenian is like a little close to between Greece and Turkey. And also she might have some Persian blood in her because remember the story of the Persians ran from Persia is actually Iran. It came from Iran through Mediterranean, like through Turkey, through Armenian, through Spain and Greece. And she's of Armenian descent, and she has this beautiful curly hair. She has this big smile. She was friends with the late Joanna Thomas. I remember seeing her in that movie, not the movie, the special, um, Supersize She. But she's been retired maybe about at least 6 or 7 years, I believe. But she's still in great shape. I mean, she's one of these. I mean, I'm telling you, she could come back and just in this division be perfect for her. She wouldn't have to compete too much with the much younger women who are just have this great body. You don't have to see like this. Is the Chicago Pro has a show called The Rise of Phoenix, and it's a pro show. It's an amateur show to obtain a pro card. Well, this show can be put on to like something like the New York Pro or maybe the Toronto Pro. You can have two shows. They'll have a lot of them, and these ladies can also compete at the Rising Phoenix, and if they can make it, they can also compete at the Olympia if one of them wins. But it's could be possibly an Olympia, or you just create that also at the Olympia. You know, hell, why not have it at the Olympia? Say the ladies times if they want to compete during the regular shows, and then say, hey, ladies, this is a show for you. But I think it should be separate from something else. It's just a good idea because there's some great women from the sport who still have their just physiques. They just need to work on it. Now another lady here is Nancy Lewis. And Nancy, she was one of the greatest came out. I mean, great body, amazing, just pure muscle, and just she was a legend. You know, she took some time off at one time. She came back and then she retired. And I follow Nancy. I've talked to a friend of hers, and she's going through some hard times. I'm trying to reach out to her, and maybe she might do a interview. Maybe try to help her, but I'm still waiting on her. She has some things she got to take care of, and she's in her, I think, mid 50s, and she still looks like she could pop on the stage and just do routine. I mean, just take the little time to work on her muscle to bring in a more tight physique. But I don't think we take her hard because she left for a few years and came back. She done at least a couple of times. It wouldn't be it won't be surprised if she come back again and just do one more hurrah. So she's a good suggestion of it. Now another lady is Michelle Ivers, or now she goes by Michelle Brent. Now, she for a long time she was in the amateurs. She got a pro card a few years ago. She competed for a bit, and then she decided to retire. And she was in pretty good shape, especially for a woman who is 60. I think she's 62, 63. And she does jewelry stuff because I saw her. She was on a video with Hella Trevino. She was hanging out with her Hella Trevino. And Hella Trevino was posting, Hella Trevino like to post stuff on IG and on Facebook. She was there hanging with Hella Trevino, and she looked like if she could have, she could have popped on stage because the show only had 13 women. It wouldn't hurt there. Hey Michelle, you look in good shape. How about you want to, be extra on the stage? And she could have. I mean, and this picture I got from Rhonda Lee, and her and Michelle are friends. They're friends for years, and she helped her because Michelle came back at the Tampa Bay Pro, and if you look at it, it was I would say not her best condition at the Pro. You know, I think she jumped too soon, but Rhonda Lee sent this picture. She said she worked with her. And Michelle did the Chicago show, and she looked pretty good. I think she made the top 10 for that show, I believe. I don't know. I can check it out if you want to, but you can see the difference. From right here, her color a little better, her tan was a little better. you can look at the legs, have more definition. And she came in a little bit soft for the Tampa Bay. I think she wasn't really fully percent ready for the Tampa Bay show. And then she did Chicago Pro, and she was way more impressive. I mean, she came out of retirement. She'd been hadn't competed for almost 3 years, you know, and she came back and she looked great. I mean, but when I saw in that video with Hella Trevino, if she wanted to, she could have slapped a little tannin oil on her and hit the stage with the other girls. But like I say, with the Rise of Phoenix was an invitation, so she didn't put the application, so she couldn't compete in that show. And next up, this is Patty Corbett. Now, Patty Corbett you will be surprised, she is in her 60s also. Patty last competed, I think, about 2017, around 2018. She competed at the Hawaiian Pro, and that was you remember the Hawaiian Pro was a replacement to Puerto Rico Pro because you remember back 2017, Maria hit Puerto Rico, so they couldn't have a show, so they moved to Hawaii. And she was only one of three contestants. She was along with Teresa. No, it was Nikki Chartrand, a girl by the name of Gina Rusa, who was trained by Alina, and there was Patty, and she took third place. And I think she competed at the Riot Fixing that year. I believe she did. But like I said, Patty's 63. Still in good condition for her age. And this would be a great division for her. You know, for I think she would probably like this division because it'd be for women who are a bit mature. And you don't have to compete so much with the girls who are getting their stride, hitting their peak. And it'd be, just like I said, it'd be a perfect division for some of these ladies who are much older, more mature. And next up, oh, why that? Oh bother! Oh poo! Yeah, we all know this lady here. That's um 2005 Miss Olympia and actually five-time Miss International Yagzini Joaquin. As you know, Yagzini has just came back out of retirement. She did last weekend's Rising Phoenix, and she's supposed to be doing the Miss Olympia. You know, and Yagzini's still, Yagzini's going to be 53 next year, 54 actually, and she's still in great condition for her age. I mean, especially being in her early 50s. She has her own gym. She trains other women, and she's still in great condition. And you know, even for being over a quarter, over half a century, she's still in great shape. And this is a picture from the Rising Phoenix. I mean, she hadn't competed since I think it was 2017 last time she competed, and that's been 3 years. You know, and it was 2016, 2018. I think it was 2017, and she looks still amazing. She looks like and she's going to Olympia this year, and I don't know. She might make the top five, top six. Maybe the top 10. You know, I forgot where she placed at the if you check the video what I did about the about the Rising Phoenix, I forgot where she placed, but it should be on that video. You should go back and check it. But she's still an impressive figure for a woman in her early 50s. Yeah, she cuts a pretty good jib. Next up here is Irene Anderson, the big Swede. And Irene just did the Rising Phoenix. Irene did was she went to Turkey and quarantined for 6 days because she really wanted to come here and compete. A lot of female bodybuilders in Europe they couldn't make it, either they couldn't afford to do the quarantine. I think some of them might miss the Olympia. But Irene, she just placed top five at this year's Rising Phoenix. Last year she placed in the top three. She placed top six. She placed took fifth place at this year's show, and last year's show she took third place. And Irene I did a video with them. I remember I did a video where she has her. This is she just had a 54th birthday. She's a mother, grandmother. She's an activist for female bodybuilding. She has her own site called Too Big for This World, which I talked about before, where she try to, which is a documentary about the struggles of female bodybuilding. But and my theories were like, I said before, um, Andrew Shaw won most muscle at this show, but I think Irene should have got it. Either Irene or Monique Jones, or probably um, you know, uh, um, Alicia Young. One of those two. But Monique is impressive. I call like I say, I call her the big Swede. She's huge, and especially if it's she can do both shows. She can do the regular shows, and she can do the women's, and she can do the ladies' master. Now, right here's another lady, and she is, just the lady who brought sexy to Fear About It, and that's Denise Messina. And Denise, I follow her on YouTube. She often does a YouTube live stream every Sunday. And Denise, even though she has not competed in almost 13, 14 years, I think, she still looks impressive. She just keeps herself in shape because she trains. She does a running for March of Dimes and St. Jude. She just did a charity run a while back, and she's in great shape. I mean, I know she had some surgery some time ago, and she has scoliosis. She got problems in the back, and that's the thing with scoliosis, it affects your back and your and flexing like that. But she weathered through it, and she still looks impressive. I'm telling you, I mean, she can walk on the stage, and if she does come back, I think I can see it come back in physique, but I think she's a true bodybuilder. She'd rather come back in bodybuilding than physique. Yeah, say damn. Yeah, yeah. These are women who put some young women to shame. They put some young women to shame. And next up, because this is a lady I'm a fan of. We really cool. We chat often on social media. We do video chats, and this is um one Miss Emery Miller. Now, she got into bodybuilding because she was overweight and it helped her lose weight. Now, right now, Emery just recently moved to Portugal, where that's where she's living. She looks a little bit chunky, but she really wants to come back to bodybuilding. There's so many obstacles, that happened in her life. And she had to take care of some things. So she has death of her family. Right now, her mother-in-law, she just had, to take care of her because she fell. Her and her husband are taking care of her, and she's a smart woman, very political. She's a Jane of all trade. She has amazing. If you ever seen her, you ever see her competition stuff, she has an amazing body, but and she's still paying off her she's still keeping up with her pro card fees, but she just reached out. She told me she reached out to pay him because she still wants to come back. Now I told her a while back they're supposed to be doing a show in Lisbon, and now she's in Portugal. But if she gets herself together, she probably can try to do that show. But right now with the virus going around, it's hard to get the gyms, and it can be difficult. But she's amazing. Even though she looks a bit soft, yeah, she does. But once she gets steam going, it shouldn't take her long to develop that muscle. Now she was born in October, so she turned 54 this year, and next year she's 55. I would like to see her come back and compete. But like I said, it's really you know about timing and everything else in preparation. Maybe this year, if they have the show in Lisbon, she can get herself ready for that. I think usually that show in Lisbon will be till about May or maybe June. So, if she really, jumps on her training and get on her diet, she probably can do that show in Lisbon. All right, here's one of my favorites also from she's from Argentina, same country where another favorite I have, Alicia Fleur is from. And this is Rita Bello with Walters. Now, Rita did come, Rita's, she competed in many shows and she has amazing physique. I've always been a fan of hers. She lives down in Maine. And then one time I talked to her like on IG. She said she want to come back, but right now it's kind of expensive for her to train, and and with things it is, she can't work as much because with the virus shutting things down. And I think she always had to make a crazy physique. She did New York Pro, which was New York Pro was a return of female bodybuilding back in the day. I think around about 2010, Bear France decided to drop female bodybuilding from New York Pro and even drop Physique, which is supposed to be alternative to female bodybuilding. But I think I've been a fan of Rita Bello. I think she has an amazing body. I mean, some great female bodybuilders have come out of Central and South America. You know, and she like I say she's still training, she's still maintaining. Maybe we might see her next year, a couple more shows. She's done the Rise of Phoenix herself. She's been to Olympia. She's done several other shows in the past, and we can only hope we might see her again. It's just like I said, finances is the one thing about the sport about it. It's these women do it for the joy of it. They don't get paid as much compared to the men. And that's just, the double standard. They don't get, that's why some of them will do video and photo sessions trying to make some money because even if you do win prize money, it's not much after you pay your bills and everything. I mean, I did a video about the how you have to, pay bills and then your taxes and all that. And that's why a lot of these ladies do the video sessions after the show because once they're all shredded and all together, the fan guys like that. So yeah. But like I said, she might come back next year once everything's settled. The virus, they might get a little more control of the virus. Right here is Christine Inval. Yeah, Christine is from Australia, land down under. I did a video about Christine. I did a couple of videos. Which I did a video where she had to go in and get surgery because one of her breast implants had ruptured, had to remove and replace it. So I hope she's doing fine. Christine is now she's been retired for quite some time. She's a businesswoman. She sells her own line. She has her own store and gym, and she's still in amazing shape. I mean, I know she's in her mids to early 50s, and even now she's still in great shape. She could come back and compete. Like I said, it's not never surprised. Some of these women take some time off and sit out, and then they get that call, they get that hunger. So they come back and they compete for, a little bit, just so to get that, get that out of them. Like any athlete. It's that some athletes, like old football players, basketball players, baseball players, they sit at home, they miss the game. They like to come out and, you know, and do what you want to do. You know, and like I said, she's still in amazing condition. I mean, she just, I think she could compete in in the ladies masters division. You know, I, I tell you, look at those arms. Yeah. All right. This is Lindsay Mon Zane. Uh, I forgot how to say her name. She's been bodybuilder for quite some time, but she's been competing as an amateur. And she just recently got her pro card. She did a show called the Masters College in Teens, and she won in 3 different categories. I think she won over 40, over 30, and over 50. And most definitely, I know she's over 50. She's been in bodybuilding for at least over 20 years. She has those pretty eyes, great body. She reminded me of that chick she reminded me of this actress by the name of Meg Foster. You remember she was in the movie They Live and also Human Master Universe. She plays Evelyn. And she's been in the game for quite some time. But like I said, she finally got her pro card. And maybe, this women's master division be good for her. And she's like I said, she's at least at 50 plus. And this would be a great division for her to start out in. You know, she competes in some regular shows, and like I say, you can throw in one of the women's master shows, and maybe she might get an opportunity to come to the Olympics. Well, it's going to be difficult because you have to deal with so many women, so much younger women, and who bring such amazing muscle. And last not certainly least, this lady's a legend. She's been in the game for a long time. She has been I consider she has been in over. She has been a consecutive, you know, performer at the Jan Tana. And this is Mary, Ellen Warman Jim Jerumbo. if I got her name right, I'm sorry. I follow her on Facebook. This woman is, I know she's in her late 60s, but still in great condition. I mean, and I've talked sometimes on Messenger, and she says she wants to come back. But it's gonna be hard, especially with a lot of these younger girls coming in, and you got more physique women going up to bodybuilding, and that's why I said this would be a perfect division for her. The ladies masters, because you can compete women within your age group, and possibly you know it'd be more of a comfort, just because if you compete, like I said, one thing is, I know people say, well, they should compete with younger women, but it's going to be harder because the fact is they're like I said, the body's not the same compared to young women. The muscle mass is not as big, and how the judges. Some judges look at certain quantities, and then even though these women have come in great shape, you know, judges look at mostly density, size, like that. And the good part, like women don't have as much density size because your body's getting older, and you can't maintain um, that muscle develop as much. But she's in great shape for a woman in her, I think, mid 60s, and she's still working out. She's still, training, and maybe we might see her next year. I mean, you never know. A lot of women will come out of retirement and just compete for a little bit, and then they go back in retirement, or some keep on going. So these are the women who would be great for the new women's masters division. The requirements is you have to be 50 plus, and that's it. If you want to, if you still, some of them can still do the regular shows, but this is the show that's like for them if they want to compete. I can see that, you don't have to put too many, like a couple shows here, a couple shows there. I would say one you can have it like where you can have it. Well, we have one at the I was thinking like let's see the Linda Murray show in Norfolk. Also, you try to have one at the show in Puerto Rico, and then wherever ladies win, they go to the Rising Phoenix, and then if they can make the top five or even win, they can do the Olympia. You know, that's what I think that will work. That will work. Two shows on two. You can have it at Norfolk, you can have it in Puerto Rico, or you can have it at that new shows come up for Linda. That's Toronto. That's the show in Detroit. Also, hoping by next year they're supposed to be having some more shows in Europe. Supposed to be supposed to show in Lisbon, Portugal, and supposed to have a show in uh, Czech Republic. So these might be great shows for women who don't want to maybe they feel like, yeah, I'm not sure if I can hold up with the other girls, but maybe I can. I'm a or not. But it's just alternative for. There's so many divisions now. Like I say, if you go ahead and get with a figure, you know, there'd be no point keeping, um, keeping the figure if you get rid of it. Like I said, figure, there's no real point to it anymore. Many women who compete in figure eventually kick off the high heels and go to physique, like my girl Brittany Big Lemonade done. And then some might say, you know what, I don't want to be that muscular do physique. Let me do wellness. And then they might debate saying, I don't want to do bikini because I don't think I can get that low down to muscle. And I don't want to do fitness because I don't feel like sweating and jumping around. So I'll do wellness or I do physique. That's either way they can go. You do wellness. Wellness is like for the girls who look thicker than the bottom. And if you do, physique, that's girls who like almost at the level of female bodybuilding. And right now, I think what I'm seeing more is a lot of women who are jumping to figure are changing it to because, like I said, what I remember I heard that a lot of judges feel like women's physique was getting too muscular, like female bodybuilding, and that's why you want to push and call it uh, female lightweight bodybuilding. But like I said, just get with a figure. Tell the girls you can either give the girls a choice. You have that's like you got three choices. If you got a gymnastics and what's it um, mm, aerobics background, then do fitness. If you don't feel like you want to do fitness, then do wellness. You want to do wellness, do physique. That's the three choices you got. Because trying to do bikini is not going to work because it's going to take a lot of muscle you got to drop. Some of these women, they don't think they want to take that time to drop that much muscle. So you have that three choices. Or like I say, you can do bodybuilding, but some women maybe not be that big enough to do bodybuilding. And that's why you have a choice between fitness, wellness, or physique. So anyway, this is just this is just my thoughts and my opinions. And if like I say, I'm not an expert. I'm just a fan. I like talking about the subject of female bodybuilding. I mean, it needs to be talked about. The ladies need to be mentioned. They get a lot of flack because they break the norm what's considered what a woman should be. And with these divisions, like I said again, if I really did an in-depth story about this, I'll be here to midnight because there's so much stuff. I had to really break it down and condense it to cliff notes for you people, for you to understand. And you can do is Google and find out what you want to know and whatever else. You can go to certain sites and find out this. Like I said, this is what I did. And I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all coming by and dropping likes. You see in the ticker, that's my I have my PayPal. That's my GoFundMe for my moving plan, and also you see my Cash App. So if you want to drop a little something, I appreciate it. You don't have to be $1 million. I wish it would be, but I do appreciate whatever you give. And like I said, I love doing this because it's something to do to keep my mind occupied. You know, and I really appreciate the times y'all coming in, like my brothers, Exeguche 23, Marcus Bell, Jared, you know, anybody else who comes in or who just come in and just want to listen. I appreciate the likes you dropped. Right now, I'm working on something for Muscle Talk next Muscle Talk Monday, and also I'm working on something else too. I'm gonna do another story about. I got to get it all put together, just right, and then it's just going to be really in-depth history of. I'm working on a plan on in-depth history of Miss, not in-depth history, but history of Miss Olympia. Oh, so Jared, you're a big Andrea Shaw fan, yeah. She's amazing physique, I would say, and she's very attractive. She's an attractive young woman. Um, Let me see. I think. Wait a minute. Trying to remember. In case you know. Trying to. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm working on something about Andrea. I probably post it tomorrow. Um, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but it's pretty interesting. Some might like it, some might not. And I think Andrea is amazing. Um, I'm not gonna give my predictions where she's gonna do it. How she's gonna do it, the Olympia, not just yet. The Olympia is about a week or so away. And when we get too close to the Olympia, I'm going to give my predictions. Um, I might do it on Muscle Talk Monday, or I might just, you know, I think I might do it on Muscle Talk Monday. I might, you know, I'm going to give, like I did for the Rise of Phoenix, I'm going to give the history and death of the Rise of Phoenix, and also, of the Miss Olympia, and also I'm going to give my prediction. Who's gonna win, who's gonna place. But like I said, it's just this is the best time for female bodybuilding. It really is, and I see a better future than what's had. It might even do a little better than it did in the '90s. If you agree with that, just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Anyway, ooh, ooh, oh, uh, ah, I'm out of drink, and like I said, my voice is getting dry. And I do appreciate you. Like I say, got my brother's Execution 23, Marcus Bell, Jared. I really appreciate y'all coming by. Y'all really support me. If you're not anything, you're good friends and good supporters. So I was hoping to try, and like I said, I'm only a few people away from 300, and I'm trying to figure what to do for my 300. I don't know. Should I come out live? Should I just make a video? What y'all think? You know. But anyway, it's getting a little longer tonight. It's already uh, 15 minutes after 7. I've been sitting here for at least about an hour or so. And I think I'm gonna push off, get something to drink, and watch some Sanford Sun. Anyway, I thank y'all coming by. I really appreciate y'all time and supporting me. And like I said, hope to y'all next Monday where we the next step is going to be I'm working on right now, and when it gets done, we're talk about I want to get your opinions, your thoughts, what y'all think. Leave a comment in the on the in the comment section. Give a thumbs up, share with somebody who knows if they are a fan of bodybuilding or just to educate them about bodybuilding. Share these videos because this sport needs people not to see it as what it is. It's not an evil sport. It's not a bad sport. It's like any sport. There's good and bad to all sports. And this is, and like I said, and also the women need support. Like I said, if you go on social media, like my man Jared, reach out to Andrew Shaw, say congratulations. Reach out to Christine Inval and say, I hope she gets better. Um, reach out to these, ladies that are out there and give them support. Tell them how good they are, because they need that. Because that's gives a boost to know that people really care. Because they have to deal with a lot of rigmarole and and just trash from other people's ideology what a woman should be. Woman should be what she wants to be. My opinions of it is whatever it is. It is what it is, as my man Coach Sharon Harrison say. So I'd like to really appreciate you, you know, and I'm like saying when I'm done, I'm gonna do like my man Marcus Bells told me that Kayla Hot Jab Harris is fighting Josette Cotton. She just beat the girl 2 years ago. 2 years ago. She beat him that was it when she got signed to PFL. What the hell? She gonna get her butt beat. I think Josette Cotton might beat it because Josette almost beat it the first time. This gonna be like a Keith Thurman cherry picking thing when he started to fight Manny Pacquiao and he lost his O. And if she do lose the O, Kayla's gonna be on suicide watch. She can't. Her and Clarissa Shields, that'd be a future fight. But I think Clarissa Shields needs 2 more years to fight. She needs to go to Brazil, go to Japan, go to Thailand, learn some judo, learn some taekwondo, learn some Muay Thai, travel for 3 years, and then if also what she should do is like this: fight um, uh, Hannah Marshall, get them make some money off of that, and have a rematch with Hannah Gabriels and make some money off of that. Those two fights you can buy, make some money, and help you pay for your training. Don't don't go and sign up with the Wink with John gym. Go to AKA American Top Team. Hell, go to Lobo. You can learn some Mexican. Go to any place, but not crooked, evil Rickle John gym. It's a curse. It's too expensive. The price you pay for working that gym, you can go to Brazil and get trained by the Gracies. So anyway, that's just my 10 cents. Like I said, we appreciate y'all coming in. And like I said, I'm gonna dump out and get some rest and drink a little drink and watch some TV. It's your man All the Rage George Page. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.